You've been trying to fix your anxiety wrong. The harder you fight it, the stronger it becomes. And I know what you're thinking. That doesn't make sense. If something's wrong, you fix it. You push back. You discipline yourself. You do the work. But here's the thing. Your mind doesn't work like a broken machine that needs aggressive repair. It works like a living system. And when you understand that, everything changes. Most people don't realize this, but you've probably spent years fighting your own thoughts. Anxiety shows up, and you try to logic it away. Depression lingers, and you force yourself to be productive. Resentment burns, and you work on it through therapy or journaling or repeating affirmations until your jaw hurts. And it never quite leaves, does it? It cycles back. The same thought patterns, the same emotional loops, the same mental toxins. You know why? Because resistance doesn't eliminate toxins. Resistance feeds them. It's like struggling against quicksand. The more you fight, the deeper you sink. I know this sounds counterintuitive. Your entire life, you've been taught that problems require action. But I want you to think about something for a second. Think about your body. Right now, at the cellular level, your body is running a process called autophagy. It's constantly scanning for damaged cells, dead proteins, metabolic waste, and it's removing them, not through force, not through struggle, through a natural cleaning mechanism that only activates under specific conditions. Your mind has the exact same process. Your brain can naturally purge mental toxins, trauma echoes, obsessive thought loops, resentment, anxiety patterns, but only when you create the right conditions. And here's what Western psychology misses. Those conditions are the opposite of what you've been doing. Let me break this down, because this is where everything clicks into place. When you fight a thought or emotion, you're doing three things simultaneously. First, you're reinforcing its neural pathway through attention. Every time you say, "I won't think about this," you're actually activating the very thought you're trying to suppress. This is called the ironic rebound effect. It's neuroscience. The harder you push against the thought, the more real estate it occupies in your mind. Second, you're creating a stress response. Your body detects resistance, so it produces cortisol and adrenaline. Now that mental toxin isn't just a passing thought, it's become a threat. Your nervous system treats it like something dangerous that needs to be fought. This is why anxiety spirals. This is why depression deepens. You're not just experiencing the emotion, you're at war with it, and your body is exhausted from the battle. Third, you're blocking the natural metabolic process that would clear it. And this is the hidden mechanism that changes everything. Here's what the ancient Taoist masters understood that we've forgotten. The Tao is the natural order of things. Wu Wei is effortless action through non-resistance. And this applies directly to how your mind processes toxins. When you stop resisting, when you notice anxiety, for instance, and instead of fighting it, you simply observe it, the way you'd watch a cloud pass through the sky, something shifts. Your nervous system recognizes there's no threat. Cortisol levels drop. The stress response deactivates. And now, in that silence, something remarkable happens. Your mind naturally begins to metabolize what doesn't serve you. But there's a problem most people encounter here, and I want to address it directly because it will make sense in a moment. You can't just stop resisting. That's not enough. Stopping resistance is like turning off the pressure, but you still need the right conditions for metabolic cleaning to occur. Your mind needs metabolic silence. This is the second layer most people miss. Metabolic silence means you're not constantly feeding your mind new stimulation. No doom scrolling, no compulsive content consumption, no filling every gap with distraction. Because here's what happens when you do. You're essentially feeding the very toxins you want to clear. Think about it like this. If you have a cup of dirty water and you keep pouring in fresh water without letting any settle and drain, the water stays murky. The silt stays suspended. But if you stop pouring, if you let it sit undisturbed, the sediment naturally sinks. The water clears itself. Your mind is exactly the same. Mental toxins, anxiety, obsessive thoughts, emotional pain, they only persist in suspension when you're constantly stimulating the system. Remove the stimulation, create silence, and the toxins begin to settle and drain naturally. But this is where most people fail, because the moment they create silence, the anxiety or obsessive thought surges. And because they've never been taught to trust the process, they panic. They reach for their phone. They distract themselves. They engage in a mental struggle again. And the cycle continues. Stop for a second and notice something. Notice right now, in this moment, if there's any tension in your chest or jaw. Notice if there's a voice telling you that you should be doing something productive. That's the Western grip. That's the cultural programming. It says silence is wasted time. Action is the only cure. Struggle is proof you're serious. It's all wrong. And it's costing you years of unnecessary suffering. Now here's the third layer, the one that ties everything together. Mental autophagy requires trust. Trust that your mind knows how to clean itself. Trust that you don't need to understand the mechanism, just like your immune system fights infections without you consciously managing it. Trust that if you simply create the conditions, non-resistance and metabolic silence, the clearing will happen naturally. This is the part that feels most impossible in our culture, because we've been trained that trust is passive, that it means giving up, that it means weakness. But the ancient Taoists knew something different. They knew that trust is the most powerful action because it removes the obstacle. The obstacle is you, your resistance, your need to control the process. When you trust, you align. And alignment, the Taoists called it Te. It's the power that flows when you're not blocking it. It's what happens when you step aside and let natural intelligence do what it's designed to do. So here's what this actually looks like in practice. You notice anxiety. Instead of fighting it, you acknowledge it. Here's anxiety. Instead of suppressing it, you create space for it. I'm willing to feel this. Instead of analyzing it endlessly, you redirect attention to something stable, your breath, your body, the present moment. This is non-resistance. Then you create metabolic silence. You reduce stimulation. You stop checking your phone every 3 minutes. You stop looking for solutions. You stop talking about it obsessively. You just let your mind rest. And here's the part that feels strange at first. You trust. You trust that in that silence, your mind is working. Your mind is metabolizing. Your mind is clearing what no longer serves you. You can't see it happening, but it's happening. This is completely opposite to what therapy teaches. Therapy says explore it, understand it, process it, talk about it. And yes, sometimes articulation helps, but endless processing, that's just resistance with better language. That's fighting your toxin while calling it healing. This is completely opposite to what self-help teaches. Self-help says, fix it, optimize it, reprogram it, hack it. More doing, more action, more willpower. It's like trying to fix an ecosystem by micromanaging every organism in it. Your mind is an ecosystem. It has natural intelligence. It knows how to heal itself when you stop interfering. Now, what I'm about to say is crucial because it's where most people sabotage themselves. When you create metabolic silence, your anxiety might temporarily increase. Your obsessive thoughts might surge. This is not failure. This is detoxification. It's like fasting. At first, your body processes stored toxins, and you feel worse before you feel better. This is the Herxheimer reaction of the mind. And if you understand this, you won't panic. You'll trust. You'll know the toxins are leaving. Here's what changes when you understand this. You stop seeing your anxiety as an enemy. You stop treating your obsessive thoughts as a character flaw. You stop believing you're broken. Instead, you understand. These are metabolic waste products that your mind is naturally designed to clear. They persist because you've been feeding them with resistance and stimulation. When you stop feeding them and create the right conditions, they clear themselves. This isn't metaphor. This is how your nervous system actually works. This is how your brain actually functions. This is Wu Wei applied to mental health. So here's what you do starting today. Not tomorrow, not when you have time, today. First, identify one mental toxin you've been fighting. Anxiety, resentment, an obsessive thought, whatever it is. Second, stop resisting it. When it shows up, acknowledge it without judgment. There's that thought again. That's it. Don't fight, don't suppress, don't analyze, just acknowledge. Third, create metabolic silence around it. Reduce stimulation, phone down, content pause, just you and the present moment. Fourth, trust the process. Know that your mind is cleaning itself in that silence. You don't need to see it. You don't need to understand it. It's happening. This will feel strange at first because it goes against everything you've been taught. But I promise you, within days, you'll notice something shifting. The charge around that thought diminishes. The anxiety loses its grip. The resentment starts to dissolve, not because you fixed anything, but because you finally stopped breaking it. This is the Taoist way. This is how natural intelligence works. And now you know why fighting your mind has never worked. Now you know what actually does. Trust yourself. Your mind knows how to heal. If this helped, hit like, subscribe, and keep it simple. See you tomorrow.